Motivation often feels like a personality trait. Some people seem driven, while others feel stuck. But motivation is also a prediction process inside the brain. Dopamine helps estimate whether an action is worth starting. If the brain expects effort with no clear payoff, the body may resist. If the reward feels close, specific, and possible, action becomes easier to begin. This is why a task can matter deeply and still feel difficult. A student may care about passing an exam, but opening the textbook feels heavy. A business owner may want better finances, but bookkeeping feels draining. The long-term reward is real, yet the immediate experience is dull. Motivation drops when the brain cannot feel the reward soon enough. Dopamine does not only appear after success. It often appears when the brain anticipates success. That anticipation creates energy. When a runner sees the final kilometer marker, the body may find another burst. When a designer sees a draft coming together, the work feels less painful. Progress itself becomes a reward signal. The problem is that many important goals hide progress. Losing weight, learning a language, building savings, or improving a relationship can take months. If progress is invisible, the brain receives fewer reward signals along the way. That is why tracking matters. A calendar streak, a savings graph, or a practice log turns invisible improvement into something the brain can notice. Motivation also changes depending on the size of the first step. A huge task can feel threatening because the brain sees effort before reward. Clean the whole house, write the whole report, or fix your entire routine sounds exhausting. But clear the desk, write the first paragraph, or put on workout clothes is smaller. A small step reduces the emotional cost of starting. A useful example is exercise. Telling yourself to become fit is too vague for the reward system. Deciding to walk for 10 minutes after dinner is easier. The cue is dinner, the action is specific, and the finish line is close. After repeating it, the brain starts linking the evening meal with movement and completion. Dopamine also helps explain why novelty increases motivation. A new notebook, new course, new app, or new routine can feel exciting because the brain expects fresh reward. The danger is chasing the beginning feeling over and over. Someone may keep buying planners instead of planning, starting courses instead of studying, or changing routines before the old one has time to work. Motivation can also fall after repeated failure. If a person tries several times and sees no result, the brain may lower its expectation of reward. This is not weakness, it is learning. A child who is mocked for asking questions may stop raising a hand. An adult who sends many applications with no replies may begin to delay the next one. That is why tiny wins matter. They rebuild the expectation that effort can lead somewhere. A person who has avoided cleaning for weeks might start with one drawer. A person afraid of writing might write a messy outline. A person overwhelmed by debt might list balances without paying anything that day. The first win is often evidence, not completion. Dopamine also competes with distraction. If the phone offers quick reward every few minutes, the hard task keeps losing the comparison. The brain is not choosing between good and bad in a moral sense. It is choosing between different reward timelines. One is immediate and certain. The other is slower and uncertain. Environment can tilt that comparison. Changing environment can improve motivation without waiting for inspiration. Put the guitar on a stand instead of inside a case. Keep fruit visible and snacks harder to reach. Open the document before taking a break so the next start is easier. These are small changes, but they reduce the distance between intention and action. Reward timing matters too. If the only reward comes after months of work, motivation may collapse. Pairing effort with smaller rewards can help. A student might study for 25 minutes and then take a short walk. A worker might mark each completed call. A saver might celebrate each $100 added. The reward should support the goal, not cancel it. Dopamine can make motivation feel uneven. Some days the same task feels easy, other days it feels impossible. Sleep, stress, food, emotional conflict, and social feedback all affect the brain's readiness to pursue rewards. This is why a rigid self-judgment can backfire. A better approach is to adjust the starting step when energy is low. In relationships, motivation works differently but still involves reward prediction. If honest conversations usually lead to criticism, someone may avoid them. If honesty leads to repair, safety, and understanding, the brain learns that speaking up is worth it. Motivation to communicate is shaped by what happened after communication in the past. At work, managers often misunderstand motivation by focusing only on pressure. Pressure can create short bursts, but it is not the same as sustainable drive. People stay motivated longer when effort connects to progress, autonomy, skill growth, and fair recognition. A deadline may start movement. A sense of meaningful progress keeps people returning. This also explains why vague goals fail. Be healthier, be successful, or be more disciplined does not give the brain a clear action-reward loop. Cook dinner at home 3 nights this week is different. Send 2 client emails before lunch is different. Clear goals create visible targets. Visible targets make reward prediction easier. Motivation improves when the task has a clear start, a visible finish, and a reason the brain can feel today. That may mean cutting the task smaller, tracking progress, removing tempting cues, or adding an immediate reward after effort. None of this makes hard work effortless. It simply gives the reward system enough information to help instead of resist. A second motivation trap is waiting until the task feels good before starting. Many worthwhile tasks feel better after motion begins, not before. Washing 1 plate can lead to washing the sink. Writing 1 sentence can reduce fear of the blank page. The first action gives the brain new information. This is possible, and it has already started. Social reward can also affect motivation. Encouragement, accountability, shared effort, and visible recognition can make a difficult task feel less isolated. A person may jog more consistently with a friend than alone, not because the body change, but because the reward change. Belonging and progress arrived together. Motivation becomes more reliable when it is not treated as a mood that must appear first. A clear cue, short starting step, visible progress, and small reward after effort can carry action through ordinary low-energy days. That design will not make every task exciting, but it reduces the number of decisions needed before beginning. Dopamine affects motivation by shaping what the brain expects from action. When effort seems pointless, far away, or invisible, motivation drops. When progress is visible, reward is closer, and the first step is small enough to start, motivation has more room to appear. The goal is not to wait for drive. It is to build conditions where drive has a reason to show up. Even a tiny visible win can make the next action feel less like a battle and more like a continuation.